Well, today I'm bringing you a very sentimental story. Many years ago here in Spain, there was a lot of migration. A lot of people had to flee. Today I'm sharing the story of Palmira, a woman whose children have contacted me to try to locate the house where she was born. She was born in a granary during the war. They were, well, pretty tough times having to emigrate, leave here your homeland and start a new life in another country. My goal in this video is to find and film the house, send it to her and see how she reacts. I also found something really interesting along the way that I'd love to show you actually. I'm walking along this path and now I'm going to head in here to get to what I was telling you about that really caught my attention. I think you're really going to enjoy it a lot. I'll leave you my social media as always, just in case you want to stay a bit more up to date with content I don't upload here on YouTube, and let's get to it. All right, folks, I'm going to start heading down this path of our ancestors, a path that's surely more than 100 years old. I don't know if you can hear it, if something can be heard, but right here behind me, I have a river, which is really beautiful. Now, a little further ahead, the vegetation will open up a bit, for sure, and we'll be able to see it much better. Look, the river comes this way. This is a fairly unpopulated area in the countryside here in Asturias. But what I found here has amazed me. I don't know why someone would abandon something like this. I just can't wrap my head around it. I think you'll be surprised when I turn the camera. I'll also say that while the river sounds nice when visiting, it's different when you live here full time. I imagine it must be you either get used to it or it drives you crazy. Look, here. I found myself, well, a building I wasn't sure about. At first I wondered if it could be a mill or some company or business that depended on the power of the river to, carry out its functions. The site, it's amazing, I'm telling you, it's wonderful. The first thing we come across is this right here, which looks kind of like, well, a garage, or I'm not sure what it could be. I don't know what this could be used for. To be honest, it's in pretty bad condition, which is the roof. Well, it's about to collapse, literally. Honestly, I have no idea what they could keep here. I've been thinking about it, but no, I'm not really sure. There's a whole wall built here for the land that's here. Doesn't come onto this path. And look at what's starting to appear over here. How wonderful. It's a house. Here next to the river. Look, there must have been another structure here like the one we saw on the other side. Someone is taking advantage to channel the water for the livestock. They've taken it from here, the river or somewhere, and are using hoses for a livestock area here, a farm. But the rest, I'm telling you, it's just like you're seeing it. Completely abandoned. This house must have been beautiful in its day. I have to say, I really love these wooden windows. They look amazing. Here. This area was likely for the stables and pigsties. They probably would have kept their pig right here. With its feeding trough, as you can see there. And here they must have had another one. Look at that window, huh? Wow, that's amazing, man. Look at that window. What a stunning view, looking out directly over the river. Impressive, huh? Ooh, I'm telling you, this sound is great. And seeing this view is just beautiful. But having this constantly here, I honestly don't know how my head would end up, you know? I've slept by the sea a few times. And it might not seem like it, but you have to get used to it. Wow. Whoo. Look, what a granary, huh? Look, what a granary. It is actually in excellent condition, especially considering where it is located. Look at these trees now and see how they've grown here. Let's go step by step. If that's okay, I'll show you the lower part. This was once the entrance to the house. The electricity only reached here. You can see how the house entrance looks now, right? Look, over here there's a panel of a rooster painted on the wall. And this one, which I'm not sure what it's for. Yeah, a small altar, or maybe just having a Virgin Mary there comes to mind. Or something like that. The state of the house, wow, just look. It's fallen apart. But this house has a surprise, you know? I'm going to show you a little bit over here now. Look, what a wonderful place, huh? It has some very curious and beautiful details. I'm going to go up these stairs. And I'm going to show you the view through this window right here. This, I think it's going to leave you speechless. Look. You can still feel the property here. Over there at the end, the house is nice, but it's impossible to reach. It's a very, very big risk. In fact, you see this, it used to be one of the rooms. Look at the window with the view like this. To the meadow, sorry. Since I live by the sea, this part of the roof has fallen down, and come on, the property is basically has disappeared. This house has a surprise in store, but I'll save that for later. First, I'm going to show you the granary. The traditional granary is still in restorable condition. It's a shame. It's in a great spot for anyone who enjoys being by the sea and hearing the waves. This place. It's ideal. It would be, well, you know, making a big investment, especially when it comes to the roof. You'd have to put on a new roof, but you can see that from the outside, it's not bad at all. Down here, there's a laundry room that still preserves details. Very curious ones. In fact, just look at how the scouring pad is still right here. From the person who last washed something here, this detail is amazing. I can't even explain this one. A lot of water must have come out here, and this was a chain with a wooden stopper. You saw the chain just fall apart on its own. That they put it here to block the flow of water. Look, over here. They channeled the river water. Everything came down through here. Through what you're seeing, this channel here, it would come down and go in through that hole that you're seeing there. Some of you may guess because of this vault here, the surprise this house had, especially being next to a river. The truth is that this house was once a mill. It was a very large home where most likely everyone from the surrounding area would come here to do their milling. I imagine they were pretty wealthy people, judging by the structure, by the shape of the house. They were people who moved a lot of money. And in the end, it was a business. It was a key spot where everyone came here to meet, to do things. Well, the grinding of corn. I can picture them coming down this path with horse-drawn carts and all, loaded with the donkeys. Well, anyway, I don't know. My imagination, you know, is always a bit exaggerated. But I love it. I love imagining it all as if it were from another era. There is here some detail that has also amazed me to look at. I had placed around here a bunch of rings, which is where they had, well, the plants. This was added here earlier. Here with their little plants. Oops, I dropped it. Everything's just a mess. I would have it placed here like this. And I'd have its little plants there. Actually, look, there's one here. I wasn't seeing it. Look. These details blow my mind because They really make me think about all the life that once existed here. I think that the granary is open here. Not sure if I'll have access that far up. I'm going to check. I'm going to get closer. Over the granary. It's closed here. Look, it had an inscription. An A and a cross. Ooh, it's pretty bad, huh? It's a risk. Maybe this part already. Step on. Wow, man, he's got a television, dude. He's got a television. Crazy, huh? I mean, someone lived here, man, and the television is still here. They made a life here. There are flower pots. How curious, huh? It is covered with this tarp, and I believe that back in the day, water must have been leaking in. And that's why they covered it. I can't go over there because the ground here is very thin, but it's amazing. The last thing I expected to find here was a television, you know? I'm telling you. I'm leaving this area because of the wood. It's super thin, and I don't like it at all. In fact, look, there was a lock here. Wow, how beautiful. Look, what a drawing, huh? These drawings are centuries old. These were made by the people who designed and built the granary, creating drawings like these. Some are even 500 years old, of historical antiquity. Look, there are more here, but there's some graffiti. Here there is. Another drawing. I'm going to walk around the house, and I'm going to show you the mill area, which is going to blow your mind. Let's go through this little gap here, which is parallel to the structure that's already collapsed. And here we can see the river perfectly. You can see everything was built right by the river. And look at this here. And right there is the hellish pit. And it still has the machinery, huh? You can't see it from here. I can't get closer. It's all mud down here. Maybe, if I step here at most. Up to here I can get closer. But honestly, I don't really know how this is. I see a lot of mud, you see? There's a lot of humidity here. Let's see, I'm going to turn on the light for you. And, you see, you can make something out there. You see, it's something, some machinery still. And that's what we were seeing before, up above, in the laundry area. You can see what the hell it is. So big. There is even a bird's nest right here, tucked away in the window. Well, this really makes me very, very sad. I'm telling you the truth. I don't know what you guys think, if you would be able to live here or not. It's a place that I discovered, and no, I didn't hesitate for a second in showing it to you because I wanted your answer. Would you live here right by the river with the dampness but with the cold? Well, with all the consequences that come with it, the constant sound of the river, which is sometimes very nice, but in the long run, I don't really know what to tell you, to be honest. Well, I'm going to continue searching for Palmira's house. I still have a few kilometers to go. It should be easy since I have plenty of information. I'm taking the car and we'll head straight there. I am back at home right now because I am about to make a phone call across the pond. We are going to call Palmira. I've been talking to her son and I think he's got her ready so we can talk to her. And we're going to ask her a little bit about her story. Let her tell us firsthand because I think it's going to be much more interesting. So let's get the tablet ready here. And let's try, let's see if the connection works well because it doesn't always work. We're going to call to the other side of the pond. Let's go.
Ja, mai.
Hello?
Hello?
How are you, Palmira?
Very well, very well.
Hey.
Happy to meet you like this through.
That's great. Me too, huh? Me too. I have to tell you. Also, your children have told me about you because they've told me that you were born here in Asturias and that by chance you had to cross the Atlantic, you had to go to Argentina, right? They said you were born here in a small house, isolated in the mountains, and I would like to hear from you, from your own mouth, a little bit of your story. Eh? How was it that you were born here in Asturias and you ended up in Argentina?
Uh-huh. I was born right in the middle of the war. I was born in 37.
Wow.
So my parents were in the Basque country in Bilbao. And from there, they emigrated to Asturias. They left there because it was more dangerous there. I don't know. And my parents already. I was in my mom's belly. So they took me to Asturias, and I was born in Asturias. In the year, 37.
In the year 37, the war had just broken out. You had been at war here in Spain for a year, right?
Yes, of course. And I had 5 more siblings. So we went there, and my parents had a really hard time. We stayed in a house in the mountains. That there was a single house standing all alone, which was the Rodada. They said that one of my aunts lived there. There, and an aunt of mine with her family. And we stayed there for a little while I was born there. And then we had to leave there because we couldn't. No, my uncle by marriage, as we might say. No, he didn't want us to go there.
He didn't want you there?
We went to a...
Your children told me that you were born, not even inside the house. You were born in the granary, right? That's what they told me.
In the granary? Yes, in a granary.
In a granary that was next to the house?
Of course. So from there, we went to another nearby village. And they gave us a place there. I'm not sure what you would call the stables over there.
Yes, a small stable area where we could actually live.
Yes. To be able to, live, to survive.
To survive, rather.
And yes. And we were there for a little while. And after that, we went to another town. And there we started to grow. As best as we could. Going hungry, going without basic needs. Because we were 6 siblings. So we went through it. They went through a really hard time, my parents. We also went to school however we could. Well, we could go, because sometimes there weren't even shoes or clothes to wear. When it snowed and the whole winter was harsh. So,
Look, you're talking to me about that, Palmira, you're talking to me about that, and the thing is, I'm just getting goosebumps, you know? Honestly, I'm not sure if you can see it on camera.
Yeah.
But I'm getting goosebumps since I also heard my family talk about this thing with the shoes and the clothes. And I know how hard it was in some parts of Asturias, especially in the mountains, sometimes due to weather, the cold, and it was very, very complicated.
Yes. And my siblings sometimes couldn't go to school because they didn't even have shoes to be able to go to school. But then my mom passed away. I was 9 years old. Then it's that passed away. My mom. And my brother, who was doing his military service. And when he came back, he was able to get a job. Also where my dad was. And we kind of started to go out a little.
A little further ahead, huh?
Yeah. Well, my dad passed away too. So I stayed with him. And a sister of mine had come to Argentina because he had his whole family who had emigrated here. And through them, they also came here. And when I was left alone with my brother, I didn't want to do to be in charge of my brother, which I couldn't. Poor brother of mine, he had to live his own life too.
Of course.
So I decided to come here because they said there was more work here in Argentina. You could live better. I made that decision and I came to Argentina.
How old were you when you went to Argentina specifically?
I was 20 when I arrived in Argentina.
20 years old, huh? How old are you now? I didn't calculate it because of the war. Now you are?
88.
88. Yes, because, yes, I was calculating. I almost thought it was 89, 88 years, huh? You look really good, huh? I have to say you look very young.
Thank you.
You look really, really, really good.
Thank you.
I'm being honest with you from the heart.
Well, thank you.
And in Argentina, how was it? How did it go? The arrival?
Well, good. I mean, well, here I did find a job right away. I was able to, well, work. At that time, there was plenty of work. And well, I started working at a factory, in a factory of televisions. Well, I got comfortable, but well, then I met a man, son of Italians, and I got married. And I had 3 children.
They contacted and wrote to me, sharing a bit about your story. And that's why? The idea came up to look for that little house where you lived that life, right? That small house hidden in the woods. I'd love to find it so we can film it, and maybe even from a distance you could see it, more or less with the information I have. I hope I can find it easily. They told me it's all mountains, that the place is beautiful, that it's a wonderful spot.
Yes.
So I hope I don't have any trouble with...
And there's a route that passes by really close, so...
Yeah, I think I'm going to do it. With everything I find in Asturias, I don't think I'll have any trouble finding it.
Most likely.
And getting it to you.
You already had enough with Asturias.
And getting it to you through video.
Of course. Yes, I'm sure you'll find it. Everything fell apart. Because my uncles left. They were there for a while. My cousins, I had 3 cousins. They went to live somewhere else, and then they also left, dying. And my aunt left to live in the capital in Oviedo.
To Oviedo, huh?
Yes.
Do you miss this?
Yes.
There's a bit of... Sorry, okay? Because there's a bit of a delay in the audio, and of course we end up talking over each other. But don't worry, okay? I wanted to ask you...
No.
If you miss...
If...
Asturias, if you would like to have come back here to live, or have you already settled in Argentina?
Oh no, going back over there. No, not anymore.
Not anymore, huh?
Not anymore. My life is rooted here now, along with my children. This is my family. I only have cousins left over there because they passed away. My siblings, they all passed away too. I mean, no, I have no one left. I have nephews and nieces, but, well, it's not the same.
Yeah, I understand you.
The age I have isn't really like...
I know.
Traveling? No, I wouldn't feel like it.
Palmira, I have to tell you. I have to tell you that it really moves me a lot to hear you, because it's the story of many Asturians who had to leave because of sheer necessity. They were forced to leave their homeland behind. And many of the houses I come across are a reflection of this, of emigration. And people are leaving the rural areas because they're moving to the cities. In the end, my intention with this video is, well, to bring you a bit of what I'm telling you, to try to locate the place, to see it, to record it, to leave a record of this story, so that people know that this house that might be abandoned there, maybe already, well, that it had a story behind it. That they know your story too, since I found it very interesting. I wanted to meet you, especially to bring this story here to the channel. And also to tell you that if everything goes well soon, and I'm going to be in Argentina, and maybe we can meet in person.
Oh, that would be so nice.
I hope so.
That would be great.
I hope everything goes well for me. Because I have animals that are old, I have some horses that are a bit older. If all goes well and I find someone to care for them, I'm crossing the pond myself for the first time.
Oh, that's great. That's really great. Honestly, I would love to see you. Personally, I have a friend who's about my age. She is also from Asturias, and she follows you, too.
That's great.
He has told me the last time he came to visit me, he told me about that. And I told her that I wanted to connect. She said, how are you going to do it? Will you be able to do it?
Anything is possible if you truly want it.
So you have another possible...
All right, then.
For...
Yeah, when I go. Also, I would love to interview people there as well and do some things.
Her name is Maripaz.
Hello, Maripaz. That's right. Greetings. And I also hope to meet her.
Very well.
I also hope to meet her soon. I hope. Here's what I'll do. I'll leave it here for now since I need to go out, explore, record, try to find your house, and take care of some other things. So as soon as I have the video, I'll publish it, and that way you'll be able to see it. Wish me luck so I can find your little house.
Well, and best of luck. And honestly, it's a real pleasure to meet you.
Same here. I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
I loved it. I loved meeting you.
Same here.
I wish I could see you in person, that I could see you.
Well, we'll make it happen. For sure.
Well, I hope so. I hope so. And it was a pleasure, a real pleasure.
Same here, really.
For having seen you.
Well...
Which isn't always, but well...
I know. It's not the same. Stay tuned to the channel because soon, in a short time, I'll try to have the video ready so you can have your little house remotely.
Yes.
Okay?
Of course. Well,
it was a pleasure.
Well...
See you soon. Same to you.
Okay, go ahead. Give him a kiss.
Goodbye.
A hug.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
All right. Have you already heard the story of Palmira? Obviously, I recorded this story before going out to explore. I wanted to put it here in the middle so you could hear it firsthand. And now, if this video is here on YouTube, it's because I found the house, and I'll leave you with the exploration. All right, family, I found the house. Look, this is the granary where she was born. Right now, only the pillars are left. I mean the supports of the granary, an aerial granary for those unfamiliar. New to these videos, the whole upper structure is missing, and this is the house. Palmira, I imagine that your heart is breaking to see. This, in these conditions, this is where you were born. This is the house you can see it still has. It still has clothes hanging up there that they put out to dry. Who knows when... It's located here in the heart of the forest, at a crossroads of different paths. Look, what moss? What a wonderful place, man. Incredible, huh? From this spot, we can see the entire house. This area was likely used as a traditional pigsty for the livestock. Let's take a look over here. Let's see if we can notice anything. Do you see? Well, here it wasn't a small block. It was an entire block. I see the feeding stations there. And upstairs, they probably kept dry grass. I don't know. Honestly, this has been here for years. It's closed and completely rusted. In fact, the whole house is open. There's still a bucket hanging here from years ago. Check out how rusty the handle is, huh? Well, let's take a look at it from the inside since it's open. Palmira, with all due respect to your ancestors and to your family, I'll show you a glimpse of what's out there. It's pretty dark. The kitchen must have been here. I think you can remember it, probably with the oven. Check the oven here. This was the oven, kid. Crazy, huh? It's still so well preserved. Here's the area, probably for washing and all that. The truth is that it's about to collapse. I won't be able to use the stairs. It's very, very damp. It has leaks everywhere. This is likely where the main table was located, which, as I can see, is built out of wood. I'm not sure if this was the original one you had here or not, but it's very, very humble. It's built with wood from the forest. I will be able to raise the camera though through those holes. This Alimerca bag is from a supermarket in Asturias, but it's, wow, 25 years old, huh? Look, in fact, look at this detail here. Shoes still, huh? Impressive. Impressive. There was a very old door here that led access, well, to even more stables. Just look at that. Around here, they have more stable areas. They're all down. They must have had lots of cattle here, right? From what I can see, there was another smaller entrance here, maybe the chicken coop since it's very small. This entrance, do you see the door? It's about 1.5 meters tall. No more? And I'm going to take advantage to raise the camera since we can't, go up the stairs. I'm going to put it through one of these cracks. Let's see if we can see anything. I'm going to put it in through here. I don't know what you can see. As always, you all can enjoy, but I can. But you get an idea of the condition. Well, that's over there. Here I see what looks like a bed or something similar, I'm not sure. Later, I'll take a look at it. In the video. Impressive. Impressive, really, huh? Just imagine this house's history. To see the granary where Palmira was born in the middle of the war, now in ruins, it truly breaks my heart. Her house, swallowed by the forest, makes me think of so many stories that are lost. As I record these images, I feel the weight of those lives that time erases. When I think about all the abandoned houses I see, I wonder, what remains of us when our history is forgotten? Standing here in the middle of these places, I realize that with this work, by capturing these stories, we are leaving a lasting mark, unlike so many others that are lost in oblivion. Well, mission accomplished, we've found the house. I'm also going to show you another location now that I have, an old school, which I think you're really going to like a lot, so let's head over there. In order to finish the video, I want to show you a 100-year-old school abandoned here in the forest, just 3 kilometers from this woman's house. I believe most local kids from nearby villages came here initially until they later built bigger schools and colleges. This one has some history I learned from a man who didn't want to be on camera. His father was a cobbler, and he was the one who completely built this entire school. Nowadays, there's not much left. But it's impressive to see it here, huh? Look. You come walking through here, through the forest. There are so many birds here. You can't capture how special this area is on camera. It's really, really full. I'm telling you, look at this school's location. I don't know if you can see it there, huh? This is terrible. A bunch have fallen. Branches, it's just been really windy lately. It won't stop raining. Well, it's been soaking. Literally a whole tree that has fallen right on top of the house. My friend. Phew. How's this, man? Oh my God. You can't imagine how hard the wind blew? The wind. This structure, you would find it walking around here and you wouldn't know what it is. And it was a school, children used to come here from the surrounding area to study. Look at the date. Well, there's a date there, 1984, but well, that's later. So I think it was basically used until the 80s. Look, huh? What an image. Look, what an image, huh? For a moment here, I can imagine the voices of the children. Really, huh? Here teaching? The teacher warming up the classroom with those old heaters. Wood burning. There you can see a blackboard right there at the end. I'm not sure if you can see it there. But that's a small blackboard where the teacher probably, well, let's go this way. Very carefully because of this. Look, okay? Where the tree leaned when it fell. Wow. Impressive, man. This was the entrance. And today it looks like this. The Jungle Book, huh? With all these lines falling. Look, what beams, huh? If I remember correctly, the money for this was put up by a man who had quite a lot of money at the time. I'm taking a big risk, but it would be really bad luck if something happened now, just when I'm here. Look at the blackboard I was telling you about. Honestly, it's very, very, very dangerous, huh? Not worth it since there's nothing extra. There's a lot of ancient writings of the children who studied here. This is typical in the villages for the children to write their names and things on the wall. You see, there's Marcos Gonzalo, Leah Alex. Kids who studied in this forest, in contact with nature, huh? And today, this is the state. You have to put yourselves in that time, have money to donate a school, build it with stone, not with prefabricated materials, so children in the area could study. These were always immigrants who brought money. And well, those people are very connected to today's video, right? They are people who came back here to Asturias with money. And they didn't want the children to live, well, without education. They wanted them to be cultured, to be educated, and to be able to prosper like they prospered in over there on the other side of the ocean, right? Families, I hope you really enjoyed this video. I'm going to take advantage to thank Palmira, well, and her children for reaching out to me, for allowing me to go through this story over time, to get to know her, to learn that she was born there in that granary, and that's it. I'll leave my social media links here, as always, in case you want to stay a bit more up to date with the content I don't upload here on YouTube, and I'll see you next Tuesday.